So my question to you today is, are you lost and is your brand lost in the wilderness? Because I think a lot of brands get lost in the wilderness and then we want to try to be like everybody else. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. How many of us, if I was to ask you, how many people on TikTok, really on TikTok? Well, it's a big, system. And no, we have professional stuff that we do, but you kind of got to be in every lane. And so I want to talk to you about these lanes. But here's some breaking news that I got to share with you before I talk to you about the lanes. If you haven't heard, this is an important change to Facebook Live video storage, right? Starting June 30th, they will be removing your live videos that are older than 30 days. And they're going to do that every 30 days. So you're going to lose your great live video content. Here's the thing, you're either drowned out or you're disappearing. All the good work that we've done just on lives alone is going to be, go away. So my thing is, we have to decide as entrepreneurs to get on platforms that can't be shut down because we need to continue to grow and nurture our business. If you want to scale and grow, you've got to figure that out. All right, brand extension, right? How many of y'all have heard of brand extension? Raise your hand. You could do it in the chat and tell me, yes, I've heard of brand extension, Zondra. I adopted brand extension probably, I guess, about 6 years ago. I don't think anybody was really talking about it. And I don't know that people really understand what it really means today. So I want to spend a few moments defining what I believe good brand extension looks like. Because oftentimes we really don't know. So when I think about brand extension, I think about companies that are just like me. We're actually a marketing and advertisement company, right? There are many marketing companies, there are many advertising companies out here, but here's the thing. You have to look at where the difference is between your company and their company. So for instance, most marketing and advertisement companies will tell you this: I can help you with your SEO and improve that for you. I can, make sure that your website is in alignment with your brand. And by the way, I can pitch you for a couple of magazine articles and I can pitch you for a TV interview. They never guarantee it. They can only pitch you. So for me, a great brand extension is a marketing and advertisement company because I can guarantee them that people will be on TV. So now they can charge more in their core services because now TV, they don't have to build it. They're in a brand extension arrangement with me, which is part of my strategy, right? That's my strategy. All marketing and advertisement companies should extend their brands one to another. That's how I lift my brand, is through other companies. So when I talk about brand extension, I'm literally talking about it's okay that people have like service. What is it that you offer that's different from anybody else? And then figure out who is the best brand for me to align with, because you'll need alignment. Remember, I talked about Amplify, right? But amplification only comes through good multiplication, meaning that you multiply your message through other people. You need that help. We are no longer, it's not ample for us to remain by ourselves in business. Now, there's 7 ways to extend your brand. And I'm sure listen, I could have had 22 on here, but I just took the top 7. That you can partner with other companies. Yes, you can. We just kind of talked about that. You can create co-branded products. Like, what's wrong with that? Both of y'all can have it on there. I just did a co-brand. Now, what does that mean? I connected with a TV network out of Los Angeles, and we created a co-branded product that's called Got One TV Experience. And we just had a launch about it. Now, why did that work for us? I gave her access to my community. I gave her access to my distribution in exchange for her distribution. That actually opened us up across the world like really crazy. So that co-branded makes sense for us. You can collaborate with influencers who align with your brand, or you could expand your brand into TV and media. Let me tell y'all, for the first time in history, and I know I'm the TV lady, but I'm not on here talking to you about this because I think, oh, everybody should just jump and be on TV. Because when I got on TV, it wasn't part of my, oh yeah, that's really what I want to do. But at the end of the day, if you think about old school TV, where we grew up and where TV is today, for the first time in history, you can have a commercial on TV. You can develop your own show as a producer and distribute it on Amazon, Roku, Apple, Got One TV, all over the world. For the first time, you can own your own destiny. But not only that, you can make your own money. Why should I sell it to a network and let them make all the money when I can sell commercials for my own content and make the money? Come on, y'all. We got to get with the program. This is amazing. You can host events and workshops with others. There's a ton of things y'all could do. Align your brand with meaningful causes, because I think every single business needs to have a cause, right? My cause this year has been Hunger Busters. You need to align your brand with a cause. And because Hunger Busters feeds children their third meal every day, disadvantaged children. That's a big deal to me. And that's a big deal to them, that I would align my brand and do things for them in the media world. And then you can expand your offering to, complement your existing brand. I want to talk about 50 times 50, and I'm using this just as an example. I'm not trying to court y'all. I'm just using it as an example. We have over 50 producers that produce content on this network. Well, guess what? We have a multiplier, and so our multiplier is 50 times 50. And so what I mean by that is, for every one producer, they have 50 other co-producers that will help to promote their content. Do you have 50 other people committed to your success? But it's more than that. I want you to take this number. I always like to break out my phone because I don't know the numbers by heart, but let's just say on average that every one person has 5,000 viewers or followers just on one of the platforms. If you actually tagged 50 of our producers, one producer tags 50, do you understand that that's 250,000 potential people that will see your post? So we believe that we're the greatest multiplier in business. We teach you the power of multiplication. Amplification is one thing. I could talk about it all day long, but multiplication is where the power is. So all of these people multiply and they post for me, and we post for each other, and I post for them, and I uplift them, and this one uplifts the other one. It's a true community. All right. Let me talk to y'all about exposure, because I got to get this done and out the way, because we have been under a myth that exposure means immediate conversion, and I do not want you thinking that any longer. So let me be clear. I'm gonna put it all up. Exposure is the number of people who see your content. And do you understand that everything you do is exposure marketing? There is no such thing as conversion marketing. It ain't happening. It happens when people see you enough. So what is most important here? Exposure to get to conversion. So the more exposure you have, the higher percentage and possibility of conversion you have. What is conversion though? I think we've been thinking about conversion as somebody is ringing my phone and I'm getting business. Conversion is when people take a specific desired action that you want them to take. That's conversion, because once I can convert you to take that one action, which is maybe to join my mailing list, now I have the ability to nurture you 25, 35, 45 times through email campaigns, through invitations to events, all of the things that you're doing. So exposure is the number of people that see you. Conversion is when someone takes a specific action that you want them to take. And so I'd like you to reframe your mindset when you leave here today, that everything you do is exposure marketing, right? And eventually it'll turn into conversion. Now, digital marketing is not an option, it's a requirement. And I could have had so many boxes on this highway. This is the digital highway. You know, we got email marketing, Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and X and Instagram and LinkedIn. And guess what? We have streaming TV that's, you know, on the highway as well. Really starting to surpass many of these platforms because of things that the platforms are doing. They're monitoring and they're turning down the algorithm, and not that many people see your post, and you're struggling every day and you're spending all this time. Man, stop. Get on a platform that is now open to you. And that's what streaming TV does for you. It actually opens up a whole nother world. There's a whole nother world of people that are watching TV. And I know a lot of us say, I don't really watch TV because, you know, I'm not a big TV watcher either. I mean, I watch it here and there. I'm on TV and I don't really watch TV that much, but I know that there is a plethora of people that are watching TV that's not on these social platforms. That is an audience that we need to tap into. And no, that audience isn't just senior people, it's many people. In fact, there was a study done about how younger, like Gen Xers and Gen Y, they like to watch TV and watch commercials. Craziest thing, right? I don't know if it's because they like to laugh at them or they pick them apart. But think about that. So if you're trying to capture a different market and not consider streaming TV as a powerful tool for you to do that in order to grow your business, you'll probably eventually start the leak of going out of business. And I hate to say that. And I was saying this like 7 years ago. And then when the pandemic happened, it saddened me to see how many people that didn't have a digital component to their business. No matter what you're doing, there should be a digital component to your business that is working for you while you sleep. And at the same time, a place where you can send people to that you know won't be shut down. And so that's what digital streaming does for you. But you need to be on in every one of these lanes, y'all. All of this is nothing other than exposure marketing. All of it. Even TV is exposure marketing. But what you'll find is that conversion will start to happen a lot quicker for you when you're in every digital lane. Now, you got to remove some of the limitations though, right? And so when I think about it, you know, podcasting is big. That's what people are doing. And you got good audio and video, but you're not repurposing the video. LeadHERship Global, as a matter of fact, has a podcast that we distribute on TV. So that gives her access to people all across the world that's watching, right? It's a lane. You can repurpose your content. Obviously, you can have a TV commercial that's running for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? That's professionally designed for you. I think a lot of times the reason why we don't do things is because you go like, well, okay, now how am I going to get the commercial developed? And do I have to fly to Dallas and be in my own commercial? And the answer is no, no, and more no. Nobody wants to be in their own commercial. I mean, I won't be about, I'm Zondra and you need to buy from me. I mean, really? Yeah, we do, Zondra. People are not in their commercial. We hire people to be in a commercial, or either we use motion graphics. And then last but not least, you know, you probably don't even realize that you could be a TV producer on TV, produce your own content, have your own guest, and monetize that TV show and create a whole nother revenue stream for yourself. I'm going to tell you another reason why it really makes good sense. Do y'all remember when it was like so posh to be a best-selling author on Amazon? Like 10 years ago, it was the thing, y'all. I was like, I want to be a best-selling author. I was doing it too. But everybody done figured out the algorithm now. So everybody becomes a best-selling author. Have y'all noticed that a lot of people become a best-selling author on Amazon because we know the formula for success, right? And how to nab it and know that you have it. Well, being on TV is like, it's that gravitas that being a best-selling author was. The difference here is that when you join us at Zondra TV Network, and I'm not selling you, I'm just telling you, we've won 2 international awards and you get to adopt that in your show. You become a multiple international award-winning TV show on an award-winning TV network. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So that's what we do. It's total about adoption and how we rise together. And then last but not least, and I think there's somebody in leadership, but at any rate, in the lower right-hand corner, hey, get a TV interview. You're going to have to figure out, how am I going to play in streaming TV? Because you got to make a decision. It's not an option, it is a requirement. So you got to, do you believe that you and your business are worth great value beyond your local neighborhood? That question has to be answered. We are a global e-commerce society, and you're part, excuse me, y'all, my nose. I'm in the studio and it's always cold in here. You got to go beyond your local neighborhood. We're a global e-commerce society, and you're part of a global membership program. You're part of LeadHERship Global, because it's global. There's people everywhere, Africa, Asia. She has Linda Fisk, not she, Linda Fisk has done an amazing job of curating people, bringing them together and helping them to rise. Well, that's exactly what streaming TV is about, right? We help you to rise. Now, what if, I just have to ask you, what if you could have one video, just one professional video that served multiple audiences? Would you do it? Because I would. So think about developing a TV commercial and using it in 10 different ways. You could use it on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Linktree. You could put it on your website. You could put it in an email campaign. You could do it in an event calendar and tell people to watch your short video, right? You could put it in your media kit. You could put it on Eventbrite. You could put it in your email signature. It could be more than 10 uses. I'm just saying. I put 10 up here because it kind of look pretty just to line them up. But at the end of the day, the point I'm trying to make to you, take one item and repurpose it. So one of the things that we teach you is the power of making sure that your content is organic. Why? Organic and green, because you want to be able to use it year after year, right? I am still showing TV episodes from 2019, and people are still watching them because it's new to somebody. And so unless you have 100,000 views on a video, it's still new. I don't know if you knew that or not. So let's talk about targeting, because I think that we really don't understand what geo-targeting means. But we have to have more precision for our brand, period. What your brand aligns with versus what my brand aligns with versus the person next door and their brand is all different. It's all different. And so you've got to know your avatar, and you've got to know where they hang out at, period. Because geo-targeting is now at your fingertips, you all. Imagine creating a commercial, and then through our digital marketing campaign, we can distribute that advertisement, that commercial, in any location you would like. Even if you want to drop it into a building and you know the address, I could drop it in that building, that anybody that is on their phone, their laptop, or their tablet, if they're searching for things, your pop-up can come up, which is your commercial. So we can target areas where you want it to be. Now, I believe that it is a high noon, and it's not high noon because, oh, Zondra, you're on TV, and got 55 producers on TV with me. It's not because of that. It's because it's time for us to stop giving our great content away and start maximizing and monetizing that content, period. I believe that your intellectual knowledge is your intellectual property. And by giving it away, like we've done, we just talked about going live on, these platforms, and then they decide to take our content. No, we need to reverse engineer our thinking, understanding that, yes, you want to give something away, but you give away reels, very short snippets, to drive people to the long form content, short form content to long form. That your long form content has to be in a place where you own it and won't get shut down. And so our network just happens to be that intellectual property and platform that we have built that it can't be shut down. You will never lose your content. And that to me is extremely important moving forward. Now, you see this thing about micro network, right? I got a little, I started thinking maybe 5 years ago. I was like, I'm not the only one that wants to own their own TV network. I think other people do. But I know that everybody don't want to spend what I've spent to build this network. And I'm like, that don't make sense. But what can we do to really make it work for them? So we have this thing called micro network, where you could develop your own TV network and literally monetize the content with 12 other like-minded, like-spirited, like content creators to join your micro network. So if your focus is life coaching, you look for 12 other life coaches that have podcasts and you invite them to join your network. They pay you as a distribution agent, and we distribute you and your content of your content creators on TV. You get to name your network, you get your own QR code, you get your own link. And so all of y'all then curate together, like come together and start to work together and share that one common domain. Again, we believe that amplification is through multiplication, not just one person. You can amplify your message and get your bullhorn and be on it. But if it's just you saying it, it just doesn't take you as far. All right. There are 3 ways to enter into streaming. And so, and really there's 4 ways. I just told you about micro network. But that's a bigger solution. I want to talk about the 3 simple ways that you have to consider moving forward. What do you want to do? You have to get on the digital highway and start driving. And so you either going to have a TV interview on a streaming platform, you're either going to have a commercial advertisement, or you're going to become a TV producer and produce your own content. Now, a lot of people come to me and say, oh, well, I have a podcast right now, but I want to convert that to a TV show. We're a bulk processor. So what that really means is that we actually create your TV show over 2 to 3 days. And that's all the time you take coming into Dallas, if you're not already in Dallas. And a lot of people come into Dallas. I just had somebody from Georgia that was a producer come into the studio, and their guests come in and we create an experience for you to be a celebrity for a day. And so that just really speaks in volumes about not having to take time out every week to do a podcast. And it's just a lot. It's draining. So we try to minimize that by doing, bulk filming. If you look at the bottom, I said we're in 800, Linda says 750, I think, or 700 million homes. We're in way over 800 plus million homes today worldwide.
Sorry for getting that wrong. It's hard to keep up with you, friend. It is hard to keep up with your incredible distribution that seems like you're adding to every week and every month. You are amazing, Zondra Evans.
Oh, thank you. I tell you, it's 800 plus million, and it's actually more than that. But you kind of almost like, okay, every week. I mean, it's like she's saying, it's something else that's happening. But the thing that is most, impressive for me as the, executive producer of this TV network is when we were able to pull the impressions annually. And we are getting 8.32 million impressions annually, meaning visitors to all these different places. And their dwell time is 14 minutes on average. And that, our shows, people are watching them halfway through. It doesn't mean that they don't finish them, but we're saying they're getting on and spending about 14 minutes on average. And so that's really, really awesome. And if you look below the bottom, I could only squeeze in a few more before they're going to be so tiny that you can't see them. But these are all of the places that we are distributed today. We have the biggest distribution of any privately owned network in the world. I'm just saying, peace. like one company I used to work for, he was saying there's no brag, just fact. It's just the facts, y'all. And so I'm proud and I'm blessed and I'm honored to be able to share this with other entrepreneurs and create a great journey for them. So let me talk about TV and if it's for you. So, TV ain't for everybody. So I'm just going to read off a couple of these things. TV is free if you have a greatness to share beyond your local neighborhood. You want to go to the world, right? but you might need some clarity and you might need some next steps because you really don't know what to do. So one of the things that we believe in is that if you're going to get on TV, we have an academy where we teach you. The academy, you don't have to be in Dallas. You can go through the academy online and it's taught live. I want to make a point about that because a lot of people send you to some LMS course that you got to self do it and do it on your own. And then maybe you get one. No, we're live teaching you once a month for 90 minutes. And I always say there's something wrong with anybody's business process if you can't give 90 minutes a month to help another rise up and become strong in especially a new field that we haven't been accustomed to. So that's what we do. If you're serious, TV is for you. If you're serious about building your brand, and you could use an unbiased partner to help figure out the right messaging for you. We believe in nesting our messages. And so that's what we try to teach in the academy. TV is for you if you're ready to surround yourself with, a group of global influencers that are making really big impact. If you want to be able to be a part of our multiplier, that you could post one post, and if you tag all 50, you have the ability to be seen by 250,000 people for every single post, right? So it increases your odds of conversion. And then if you're committed to take your brand to the next level, it's not for you if you're not committed to this. And then the last thing is, are you ready to really invest in your brand? Because at the end of the day, it takes brand investment in order to change the answer. But it also takes all of those attributes that I talked about earlier in this presentation as well. All right. So you might be saying, well, Zondra, what's next? Yeah. Okay. Well, what's next is I'm giving away a free 30-minute media consultation. And here's the link, and there's the QR code. All I ask that you do is at the bottom, it'll say complete your media assessment. It's so light colored and I can't change it. Click that, complete your media assessment, and schedule your appointment. And we'll go through your media assessment and we'll discuss possible options for greater exposure, you guys. Some things that, you could begin implementing right away. And then by, getting into doing a media consultation, we actually have a drawing every quarter where we pull one name out of the hat and you get a free commercial. So you better get your media. See, I see you. I see you, Veronica. Is that how you say your name, or Veronica? I see you. Y'all get your phone out, scan the code, or either copy the link, and y'all go ahead and get your media consultation. Now, I'm going to talk to you about commercials because it's the one thing. It's not the one thing. I got many things that run in the background 24 hours a day. But it's the one thing that will get you into the system and have you in a place where your messaging is being seen by people all around the world. It's probably the most cost-effective way for you to be able to do that. And so many people, we tell you that our greatest pack, like, the standard pack, a lot of people do the standard pack, but there are a whole bunch of people that do the max pack. And for LeadHERship Global, we are giving just a limited time offer through 12/1, a bonus run on Amazon, Roku, and Apple TV absolutely free. So you get 6 months of airtime, you get a custom video created, you get a full report, you get 2 geo-targeted runs, like you get to tell us where to drop your commercial. It comes with a full report, and then we're bonusing 6 months for free. So you get 12 months on TV with your commercial, and it comes with other things. But again, if I put everything on here, I wouldn't be able to, it would be a long list. You get a cross-promotional social media campaign with Zondra TV Network and our following. You also get an email campaign where we actually put you out to our email list and tell folks, this is one of our VIP clients, commercials, check them out. They're doing great work. We promote you because you need the amplification through multiplication. I'm telling you. So we've created that in every way. Of course, we do magazine features, interviews, and press releases as well. I know you're going to ask me how much it costs. Well, of course, we have special pricing for LeadHERship Global. Normally, it's $9,500. It's 8,500, but you're getting a 12-month distribution plan. And also we have, payment plans at 0% interest rate. You get a 12-month payment plan to pay for it. Totally up to you. You pay a small down payment, and then we start actually creating your commercial at that very moment that you complete the form. And then we start doing consultations with you to create that commercial. And it takes roughly about 21, we'll say 30 days. Within 30 days, your commercial will be being featured on TV. Well, where is it featured, Zondra? Amazon, Roku, and Apple. And remember that long list of people at the bottom, and all of those places as well. So pretty awesome offering that we've created for you all. If you're interested in that, then there's a QR code right here to secure it. It's $99, y'all, to secure it, like to hold it, because you got to kind of hold space. We have so many people that are coming to us with, I want a commercial, or I want to be a producer. So that QR code will take you right to the deposit. And from the deposit, it takes you into the forms that you need to complete in order to schedule your consultation and for us to get started with actually creating your commercial. And again, these are all the places that were distributed. And don't hesitate to book a discovery call today, too. If you really want to know more about TV, there is a LeadHERship Global code. Maybe you could drop it in there, Linda, to just discover what you need to do. Get your media consultation and get entered in to win a drawing. Let's just anything we can do to help lift. I worked 40 years in corporate America. As I close this presentation, I think I got time for questions. I worked 40 years in corporate America. And when I got the golden handshake, you all, it's been 8.5 years ago. All I wanted to do is to help people in a space that wasn't available to them. So my legacy is tied to just helping people to thrive and to literally become a global mogul, because you can. It happened for me, and I know God is not a respecter of person. So if he did it for me, he'll do it for you. I mean, it just happens, y'all. I mean, that's how I see it. It just happens. You become a celebrity overnight. It allows you to be able to charge more in your core services because you're a celebrity influencer. And so I thank y'all today for allowing me to talk with you. I want to give you a special little invite. The Zondra Awards are coming, y'all. It's June 7th, 2025 at 5:30. If you use the code LeadHER when you go to get your ticket for the award ceremony, you are going to get a LeadHERship discount. So you're invited to attend. It's in Dallas, Texas, June 7th. If you're in Dallas, cool. If you're not, but you know somebody in Dallas, you might want to gift them a ticket or give them the link and let them come check out the Zondra Awards. You see that we've got Cool in the Gang, Sir Earl Toon. We will be honoring him that night. He does some wonderful work, y'all. During the wintertime, he gives a kid a coat. And what a wonderful thing to do for disadvantaged children that are cold in the wintertime. So we wanted to honor him this year for doing that. And by the way, if any of y'all know Christopher Plumley, he is going to be our keynote speaker for the evening. And we are excited, y'all. It's going to be a mixer. You get to meet new people, get to get on the red carpet and look pretty for an evening. So with that, I believe that in order to really change your trajectory, you have to be heard, but you also have to be seen in order to grow. And your visibility and brand really does matter. I am Zondra Evans, founder and CEO of Zondra TV Network, and it has been my indeed pleasure to serve you today.